At the beginning of my mission, I thought the word for farm was naranja, and the word for farm is granja. So I was talking to somebody about their farm and these kinds of things, and I was saying naranja, which is the word for orange. And so I'm like, oh, like, do you take care of your orange? Do you live on your orange? Like, what do you have at your orange? And so I think that's probably, I think they understood what I was meaning. They didn't laugh too hard at me, but in retrospect, like, I'm sure it sounded pretty funny. So the most extreme weather was probably getting caught in a hailstorm one time, because then you had this mix of the extremely strong wind and then this ice that was hitting me in the face. So that was probably the most extreme weather as far as that. Other than that, the other extreme weather would be just tons of snow. I mean, snow that it's kind of hard to walk in. You can't see in front of you, just really heavy snow. The hail was probably about, it was pretty big, so quarter size around there. And so getting hit in the face with that wasn't very fun. The most exotic food, so that would probably have to be, it's called tripa gorda, which is the big intestine. That was extremely exotic, yeah. Yeah, exotic, that's a good word for it. One time, the group of kids tried pulling a gun on us, but we just kept walking. They didn't do anything. They kind of left us alone once they saw they weren't going to get anything from us. But that was the only time anybody in our mission had ever really faced a gun. So I think one of the greatest life lessons I learned on my mission was definitely just to never give up. At times, missionary work is hard. In the Patagonia, it can be hard at times, just like anywhere else in the world. But what I learned was just to push through it, to always work through, to depend on the Lord, then it eventually is going to come together. And if you're doing what you're supposed to, if I did what I was supposed to, at the end of the day, I could say, I did my part. I'm human. I can only do so much with what I've been given, and I just got to make sure that that's what I'm doing. Take really sturdy, really strong luggage. You're going to travel a lot. The traveling's hard, so take strong luggage. Don't take huge bags. There's lots of space constraints, so make sure you do. Cold weather gear. You're going to run into cold weather no matter where you serve in the mission, so make sure you take good cold weather gear. Good boots in order, sisters and elders alike. Take good boots that can go through the mud. There is so much mud. There's a lot of rain, a lot of snow, a lot of wind, so you're going to want really good shoes. And then one of the things most important for me was a good camera. You're going to have awesome experiences, the most beautiful places you've ever been to. You're going to want to take good pictures, so make sure you invest in a good camera. Another thing is sleeping bags are great. In our mission, we always use sleeping bags because it does get cold. There is heating and those kinds of things in all of the pensions, but the sleeping bags are great because like I said, you travel a lot, and so being able to take those with you, take your bedding with you, just a sleeping bag, it's good. A hard experience, and I know I've talked about this a lot, but it was the weather. I remember writing in my journal one day, don't ever wait for the perfect conditions to work, because you'll wait forever. And that really was hard for me. Being from Florida, being from sunny, warm weather, that kind of thing, it was hard a lot of times to find the desire to look outside and see that blizzard and say, okay, I'm going to go knock doors. That's really hard to do. Or to look outside and see the rain coming, and it's easy to think I could just sit in here and work on something else because it's going to be bad out there today. And so learning how to be independent of that, how to work no matter what, that really was difficult but rewarding, of course. I actually became a master at Excel on my mission. I didn't know much about Excel before, but I was in the office for some time and had to do some Excel. So that's an interesting skill that I gained on my mission. Many people don't think I'm going to go on my mission and learn how to work Microsoft Excel, but that was an interesting skill. Yeah, bribing the bus drivers so they'll let the sisters get their bags on the colectivo. But that's an interesting skill. So.